What's going on, YouTube? It's another Nor'easter video. This is part 2 of the cheap survival knife build. Refer to part 1 of 2 to see the before. This is the after. So let's go over this thing, see how quick we can do this. This is the third time I've done this video and they keep running long because I'm talking just like right now. Anyway, let's go over the sheath real quick. Like I said, refer to part 1 and you'll see what this was. First things, on the inside there's a plastic sleeve. It fit the knife really poorly. You would hear a lot of rattling, shaking. It was really loose in there. You had to rely on this snap to hold this knife in. What I did is I took the plastic sleeve out, I put the knife back in the plastic sleeve and took a blowtorch to it and shrank the plastic sleeve to the knife. Then I sprayed it down with a primer just to kind of seal it up and reinforced it in some spots. So that's the inside of the sheath. I have enough 550 cord here to make a spear, to lash this as a spear. We have the sharpening stone and also a heavy gauge needle, which can be used to repairing gear. I would hope you didn't have to do any stitches with that. That'd be nasty. But more for a repair, to use the inside of the 550 cord if you had to fix some gear, pants, shoes, anything you got on you. So we got those. On the back side here underneath, I have a good amount of electrical tape on a piece of plastic card, just to have in there. I reinforced a lot of the edging here. I sewed, doubled up the stitching. I melted through the bottom and put a leg lanyard, leg lashing. So if you do have this on your belt, keep it to your thigh. And I melted through there and reinforced that with some extra stitching. Did some extra stitching here. I did 10-pound fishing line there. The only thing holding this whole loop enclosure together was this rivet for the buckle, and I didn't want to rely on that, so I did that. So it's real tough. I'm trying to go quick, so I might miss some things. Now the knife, you can see, is snug in there now. It goes in, you don't even need the snap. Before this thing was rattling around in there, it would have fell out. So now it's snug in and out, which is nice. So that's the sheath. And so the knife itself, first thing you'll probably notice is what looks like a handguard, and actually is a handguard. Was not my intention, but you can see it's pretty tough actually. I think that it makes the knife look pretty mean. I did not intend that. I just wanted to put a lanyard on there, but I wanted a good amount of cord, enough cord to make a snare. I figured it's a survival knife, what do I need? And one of the things would be food and shelter. So the 550 is enough here to make a snare or to assist in lashing some branches for a shelter. You can still access the barrel, I will call it, of the knife. That knot's right through there. Unscrewing the cap, there is a compass in there, which does function. I tested that out to make sure it was accurate. So there you are. That's your lanyard, King Cobra knot, I believe they call that. And inside the barrel here, let me go to. Well, at the end I'll do a macro close-up of everything. Maybe not. I don't need to. Anyway, I have, first thing you'll see is a cotton ball, which is kind of jammed in there. That's for tinder. Just something something dry. You got to start with something. You can put a mash to that and get it going, fluff it up. So that's in there. We also have a good bit. It's in there pretty good. A fishing line. I put in there. It's 10-pound, or I think it's 8-pound, and a little weight there. It's a good amount, enough to get where you need to get without a fishing pole. And decent sized hook with some tape on it so it doesn't get caught on some stuff. And let's see what else we got. It came with a small container, which is in there. There we go. I think it's getting stuck because it hasn't quite cured. I did seal the inside of this. There's a rubber gasket on this end, nice and tight. Like I said in the first video, if you looked through here, you would see light coming out here. So what I did is I did seal the bottom with some silicone. So this is actually a waterproof container now. This came with it. I got some matches in there, a couple of small hooks, a little thing of fishing line, some self-adhesive match strike surface here I attached to the outside, and there's another strip inside. Just a couple places to be able to hit your matches. Little piece of electrical tape holding that together. So that's on the inside. The knife itself, I put a small edge on it, nothing outrageous. I may sharpen this section a little finer to keep that for some fine-tuned cutting, and leave this as it is for some more hacking. I don't know how much hacking this thing could take. Like I said, it's not a full tang, being a hollowed handle knife here. Thing comes to here. The unfortunate thing is that you were relying on this and it broke. You know, it's not all failed. You could lash this with some of the 550 to a stick and make a spear. Or, you know, you could use it. You can be creative. But I did take a couple shots at a piece of plywood with it, just kind of seeing what's up. That's where I think I got all the markings here. Beating on it a little just to see how sturdy it is for 25 bucks. And it held up. So that's pretty much what I've created here. Not bad. And there's some things. I was going to add some Ranger bands to the sheath. If you don't know what Ranger bands are, they're pieces of inner tube. But there was none around. I don't think the kids would appreciate coming out and having flat tires on their bikes. And so that's what I created out of a $25 knife. It's fun to be creative, and I'd like to do some things more and more on budgeting. You know, nice knives are expensive, and it's nice to have a couple of nice knives. And I got some better full tang knives, and you know, some good stuff. But not everybody can afford that, and especially in the economy we're in. So you can have a lot of fun. That was 25 bucks and stuff I had around the house. I did not spend any more than $25 and a little bit of time on this thing. So that's that. God bless. Have a great day, and keep being creative. If there's anything you think I've missed or need to add, please comment. All right. Thank you.